Either help our existing tenants expand or find new opportunities to pursue. One of those is crude by rail is one such opportunity. Can you go back one? Or are you gonna? That's fine. That's fine. It's a there's three. Currently, there's three different projects that are being proposed. And I've had the question about, are they mutually exclusive? I'm not into the oil business, but based on the interest that we had over the last 2 years probably, I would say there certainly seems to be a lot of interest in the potential for this type of cargo transfer. What is crude by rail? It's just the movement of rail car crude from a variety of different sources around the continent, I guess you could say, to storage facility, where then it's transferred by pipeline to a barge or a ship to transport to a refinery. Why is it moving by rail? It's an alternative to pipeline transport. It serves a lot of areas that don't have pipeline access, and it provides alternatives to oil company-owned pipelines. There's a lot of producers that aren't big oil, although big oil is a big component. There are several places that are not served or not well served by those pipelines. So that's why there's an opportunity. Go ahead. Where else is it? It's not new. It's going on probably since the first well went in the ground, probably in Pennsylvania or somewhere on the East Coast, to transport the crude to the marketplace. In 2008, just to give you an example of the growth, only 9,500 tank cars transferred crude in the U.S. In the first 6 months in 2012, more than 200,000 tank cars were shipped. Other locations handling crude by rail in Washington, Tacoma, Anacortes, Ferndale, nationally, Philadelphia, New Brunswick, Galveston, Albany, and I'm sure there are some in Louisiana and Texas, and I could probably just keep naming them without being too specific. There are a lot of facilities. Why is it growing? It's been kind of interesting as I watched, I travel back at least usually once a year to DC and meet with our elected officials, and a few years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, one of the president's initiatives was to double the exports over the next 5 years. And lo and behold, we were really, I think maybe we've already done it. We'll probably do it again. I think that was my message. Well, we already did it, and we're going to do it again by 2014, which is when I think he had set the goal. And so here we again find ourselves in the midst of another the president's policies. In this particular case, energy independence, using new sources not served by pipelines is another way to find its way, crude can find its way into the marketplace. And also Canadian crude transporting more of the rail to refineries. It's, I guess I take heart in that, we're not completely off base in terms of where our initiatives are or where they've been successful, both in exporting and I think also in the energy policy. And that it goes beyond crude, it goes back to Imperium having one of the largest biodiesel plants in the United States located here too. So I think, personally, I think the key is a variety of different sources need to be developed in order for us to not just attain independence, but maintain our independence. In American Associated Railroads said that delivering crude oil petroleum products by rail increased from 174,000 cars in the first 6 months of 2011 to 241,000 cars in the same period in 2012. Each car can carry about 700 barrels. She's already